Let me show you how I make some homemade breakfast sausage. The first thing you're going to need is a pound of ground pork. The second thing, some measuring spoons. And another thing is your mixing bowl. You want your mixing bowl big enough to hold a pound of pork and to be able to mix it around with your spices. The next thing you're going to want is your spices. We're going to start with a tablespoon of fennel. You can use whole fennel seed if you choose. I prefer ground fennel because I like the way it distributes throughout the meat. Then you're going to need 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of thyme, 2 teaspoons of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of ground sage, and if you choose, you can put in a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, but that's entirely up to you. Now what I do is I get this package, this tray with the cellophane on top, because once I make this sausage, I'm going to put it back in the tray. But I want to take this label off because it's kind of just in the way, and it serves no purpose for me once I make my sausage. So we'll get that out of the way, and then we'll just open this package up like so. Now what I like to do before I put the meat in there is I'll give these spices a stir. I'll just break them up and mix them together pretty well. It's nothing hard. I mean, just a matter of mixing your spices up. Get the brown sugar broken down. Got some coarse salt in there, so we're going to get that distributed pretty good too. And we've got some coarse black pepper. So I want to get that like so. Get a little bit up on the sides. Then I take my meat and I'll use half of it right off the bat. Put it in there, get all 4 sides. Then mash that meat down in there. Get some on that side. Shake that up a little bit. Mash that meat down in there. Okay, shake it off. Shake it off, baby. Put that in your tray. Then we'll take the other half of the meat and we're going to do the same thing. Get all 4 sides. Then we'll take the meat, lay it down in there like so. Mash that meat in there. And then we'll flip it over. Do the same thing again. Mash that meat down in there. Now this time we're going to leave this one in there, and then we're going to take this one, put it on top of it, and mash them together. This is where we have a lot of fun. This is where fingers get dirty. And we just ball it up and knead it with our fingers. Mix it up real good. There's going to be some spices in the bottom of the bowl. So we're going to take this raw part, stick it down in there. Get those spices mixed up in that meat really well. If you need to, you can fold it around and you can roll it around and stick your thumb in there like so. Get that raw meat in there where you can get the spices on it and get the spices inside your roll of sausage. So that way they kind of, I don't know, cure it. I don't want to say they're going to cure it. I don't have any curing salt in here or any curing spices. So I'm just spicing up some sausage, making my homemade sausage. It's a little cheaper, not a lot, but it's a little cheaper. But if you buy just the raw ground pork and use your own spices, if you have the spices, you already paid for it and using, a penny's worth at a time compared to, buying a roll of sausage that somebody else fixed up for you at the factory, and you can make this any way you want. If you want to put the red pepper flakes in there, you can. If you don't want to, like me, then don't put it in there. But everything else is in here, and I can add or to take away from whatever I want to do. Now, I like mine a little heavier on the sage, so I put a couple of teaspoons of the sage in there, about a whole tablespoon, as a matter of fact. And I like the saginess in my breakfast sausage. I'm a big fan of sage. I like it in my chicken, in my poultry. I like it in my sausage. So we got this pretty well put together, mixed up pretty well. And now what we're going to do, we're going to take this out of the bowl, set the bowl aside, and we're going to put it back in the tray like so. Just like that. And then we're just going to kind of form it back to the shape of the tray. And once we get that shaped back to the shape of the tray, let me go rinse my hands off. A lot of the spices came off on it, so let me get my hands clean, and then we'll come and cover it up. Okay, now let's go ahead and get this cellophane on it. It's as easy as pie. We just lay this back on top, just like it came from the store. Mash it down a little bit. Flip her over and fold it up, just like it came from the store. And there you have it. Homemade breakfast sausage. Thanks for joining me on Kellersgrillzebo. We'll see you next time.